And the next example of cytoplasmic inheritance, the first example we have learned plastid inheritance, and in second we will learn kappa particle inheritance in Paramecium aurelia. So kappa particle inheritance in Paramecium aurelia. What is kappa particle? I am coming in later. First, in Paramecium aurelia. In Paramecium aurelia, we will see two type of strain. One is killer, one is sensitive. In killer and sensitive strain. What is killer strain? In killer strain, there is two dominant material is present. One is the K gene and one is the kappa particle. Okay, kappa particle is present in the cytoplasm. And K gene, that is a dominant gene, means these two when present, that type of paramecium will show killer strain. When if any one of them is absent, means K gene or kappa particle, if any one of them is absent, it will show the sensitive strain. That paramecium will show the sensitive strain. If K gene is absent, only kappa particle is present, that is also show sensitive strain. If kappa particle is present, K gene is present, kappa particle is absent, then it will also show the sensitive strain. Okay, if both these two are present, then it will show the killer strain. Clear? Now, these kappa particles are responsible for the production of a toxic material, that is the paramycin. Okay, so when lots of paramecium will there, the killer strain will produce paramycin, and this paramycin kills the other type of paramecium, means the sensitive paramecium, it will kill the sensitive paramecium. When we culture in a medium, paramecium in a medium, there are killer strain also, sensitive strain of paramecium also. The killer strain of paramecium is responsible for a production of the toxic material, that is paramycin. This paramycin will kill this type of paramecium. Clear? So sensitive paramecium. So this inheritance was explained by Sonneborn. Okay, so this inheritance was explained by Sonneborn. So now we will see what happened when a killer and when a sensitive paramecium cross. In nature you remember, sensitive paramecium is not exist for a. So in nature this sensitive paramecium is not exist. Why? Because naturally this killer strain produce paramycin, and this paramycin digests this type of sensitive paramecium now. But in lab, when we culture, we give a strain in this killer paramecium, when we give a material, that killer paramecium will not produce paramycin, and that's why if paramycin is not produced, in this sensitive paramecium will stay because they will not digest them, because they are not capable of producing paramycin, because in lab we are adding some material that for that reason the killer strain will not produce paramecium. Now, so in lab when we cross a killer strain with sensitive strain, what happened? Killer strain means, as I told you, they have K gene and kappa particle. So K gene in dominant state, so big K, and kappa particles is present in the cytoplasm. Clear? Because both these two have to be present for killer strain. That's why both are present. This kappa particle is present in the cytoplasm. Okay. Now, sensitive, as I told you, only one will be present. Kappa particle is absent here. Okay, only K gene is present, that is small in recessive. Small k is present here. This is big K, small k. Now what happened? Paramecium reproduce by conjugation. They form a bridge between them, and then they exchange their genetic material. This type of fertilizing process we call conjugation. Now what will happen? After fusion, if the conjugation takes place less than 3 minutes between this killer and the sensitive, if the conjugation takes place less than 3 minutes, then as I told you, in conjugation they will form a bridge. This is the killer strand. In killer, as I told you, in cytoplasm the kappa particles are present and big K gene is present, that is in dominant strand. And here small k, this is the sensitive, and here no kappa particle. So when conjugation will take place, they will share their genetic material. This 1K will go this side, this small k will go this side. So here you see big K, small k after conjugation, and this is called the conjugation bridge. Okay, so here you see big K is there, it is in dominant strand, that's why, and also the kappa particles are present, that's why it will be the killer strand. As I told you na, for killer strand both the substance must be present, the K gene and the K gene in dominant strand and the kappa particle. But this here you can tell me, ma'am, this is also K gene is present, it also show the killer strand. No, but why? Because in cytoplasm no kappa particle. I told you na, when kappa particle and both K gene is present, at that time it will show only the killer strand. But here K gene is present, but the no kappa particle, that's why it will be the sensitive. So after that the bridge will be broken and two paramecium will form, one with K gene in dominant strand with kappa particle and other big K and small k without kappa particle. So it will be the killer strand, it will be the sensitive. So it is totally dependent in cytoplasm, kappa particle is coming in the cytoplasm or not. If it is not coming, then K gene is present. If kappa particle is not coming, then it will not show the killer strand. So there is no exchange of cytoplasmic material. Here the cytoplasmic material is not exchanged, only the gene is exchanged. If cytoplasmic material exchange, then this kappa particle will come in that cell also. That is not happen because here no cytoplasmic exchange takes place. Why? Because it takes place, the conjugation takes place less than 3 minutes. For that reason only the nuclear material will exchange. But if the conjugation takes place in more than 3 minutes, then along with the nuclear material, the cytoplasmic material will also exchange. Clear? So same thing I have drawn, killer strand with K gene in dominant strand with the kappa particle, and another sensitive small k without kappa particle. So after conjugation, if it takes place more than 3 minutes, then both the cytoplasmic and the nuclear material will change. Means one big K will come this side, one small k will come that side. So big K, small k, big K, small k. But you remember, the cytoplasmic material will also exchange. So the kappa particle is coming here because it is taking more than 3 minutes, the conjugation process. That's why if less than 3 minutes, only the nuclear material will come, the gene will exchange, but not the cytoplasm. Means kappa particle will not come here, but kappa particle is coming here. Clear? Now the resulting two offspring, that is kappa K gene is present, also the kappa particle is present, that's why it will be killer. And here also kappa particle is present and K gene, this is also killer. So when the nuclear material and the cytoplasmic material both are exchanging, the offspring we are getting both killer strand. But when only the nuclear material is exchanged, no cytoplasmic material, then only one killer strand we are getting and one sensitive strand we are getting. Clear? Why this is sensitive? Because no cytoplasmic exchange, no kappa particle come in this side, that's why it will be sensitive. Because I told you here, for sensitive, if any of them is absent, then it will be sensitive. If both are present, that will show only the killer strand. Clear? So here also we are seeing ki the new cytoplasmic material is exchanging, right? In cytoplasmic killer strand is present, that is exchange. That's why the offspring is coming killer strand. right now. So here also cytoplasm playing a most important role in inheritance. Okay, so this is also an example of cytoplasmic inheritance, and also we can call it nucleocytoplasmic inheritance. Clear? Because nuclear material is exchanging here and cytoplasmic material is exchanging here. Clear?